Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. For those that haven't seen the Sarcasm City Sports Q&As before, the comment section, you lot in the audience run the show, people. So get your sporting questions in. It's any sport. So it can be football, it can be basketball, it can be boxing, it can be tennis, F1, UFC, whatever you want to ask about, get your questions in. And if you are a member of the channel as well, people, your questions, your comments take priority like a super chat. So if you are a member, I will start your question and I will get to it. Whether it's 5, 10, 15 minutes later, I will get to your question. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. And as you can see from the title, very Manchester United dominated, please, people. Manchester United dominated. Manchester United make another bid for Mason Mount, so I'm sure I'll have questions on that. And Andre Onana, Old Trafford bound. Obviously, reports came out, I believe it was yesterday, stating that his agent was in Manchester. But yeah, this take it or leave it bid for Mason Mount, I will discuss in a second. Big up to my guy Eddie. Every single time says I'm declaring this a Chelsea fan free space, because me and Eddie do have the Man United podcast later on tonight. However, it is supposed to be the player ratings part 2. However, with this Mason Mount news or potential Onana news, that is subject to change. But me and Eddie will bring you part 2 over the weekend. We'll definitely sort it out 110%. Big up to Dortmund David in the cut. Big up to you as well. Big up Warrior J, you know what I'm saying, who says, big up Flawless. So tired after watching 6 live streams on Thursday. But good news is there's a chance I could be another mod for a Twitcher another mod for a Twitch streamer. Yeah, man, you do a fantastic job. You're one of the best mods, without doubt. That's me saying that. Warrior J, you are without doubt easily one of the best mods. Like, news breaks and you have it there patent. You know what I'm saying? Full statement, source, never have to ask you. And you also, outside of that, ask good questions. So big up to Warrior J each and every time. Make sure you get your rest, though. You know what I'm saying? As people will tell me, make sure you do the same and get your rest. Big up to Stephanie G says, big up Flawless. The words final bid rejected are needed for the Mount deal. Bring in Andre the Giant Onana. I'm with you. Hopefully, that's what reports did state. It is the final bid. We ain't gonna go past that, so I'm hoping we reject it. I'm hoping Chelsea price him out and reject it. That's what I hope. So large up Jez in the cut as well. We telling me, Jez, you good? Yo, Jez will be here shortly. Big up Lemmy from Hamburg, who just became a member. Yeah, I can hear you now. Before you go, 1 second. Hey, lad, Lemmy from Hamburg for just becoming a member, just became a sarcastic citizen. Much appreciated. Hope you enjoy all the perks as well. What are you telling me, Jez, though? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Listen.
Yeah. Calm. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Let's bump up the likes as well, people, because there's over 45 of you lot in here. We're only at 20 likes. So get us up to 30 likes, people. Get us up to 30 likes. Hit the subscribe button on the channel as well, because we are 40 away from 7K, people. So we're trying to reach that. That's our deadline. We are trying to get there. So I'm looking for 5 new subscribers. Get us to 6,965. We're 4 away now. I just refreshed it. So yeah, large up to everyone who was locked in. Big up Flawless. What is it with the team and the name Mason? Hey, Matthew, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But yeah, with this final bid, that's the only benefit. That's the only plus point I'm taking from it, is the report saying it's the final bid. So hopefully they reject it and we can move on, because the backups that have been mentioned are Casado and Lavia. Why they're not the first options, I don't know, but we move. We're here.
The manager
people
doesn't want them as the first option.
Yeah, it's crazy. Saudi Arabia are willing to sign David De Gea and offer him a substantial pay rise. That's from, is that Nazar Kinsella?
Hey, that's the Chelsea guy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's true. I did see that report as well. I do like the goalkeeper report.
I think you might gonna move down on him, I'll be real, because like it's kind of leading towards it now.
I hope so, because his contract runs out like the end of this month.
Next week,
mate. Next week,
Friday as well. What are you saying, Ahmed? You bless?
I'm amazing, bro. Sensational. You know what I mean? Euphoric. Many words cannot describe how I'm feeling right now. You know what I'm saying, big man?
So pretty much you're good, yeah?
Yeah, I hear that. And everybody, make sure you go subscribe to Ahmed's
guys.
channel.
I'm literally only 88 from 140 subscribers. So come on, please.
Yo, there's over 65 of you lot in here. Go subscribe to his channel. The link is literally underneath in the description, people. Links underneath in the description. I mean, and that's not just on this live stream. That's every live stream. You can find Ahmed's channel and find Lewis's channel. So go subscribe
bro.
and support the man.
Why is Eddie hating, bro? Why is Eddie hating, man? Eddie, man.
Why do you think Eddie?
Why do you? If he didn't put up the money, you know what I mean? That's not my problem, bro. You're the man that putting the 55 M's there. I'm saying, I'm just taking it.
I think
big
the
up
most
Seth
important
as well.
question is Ahmed, are you wearing Shawn Michaels circa 1992 sunglasses?
Nah, man, this is Elton John, man. This is Elton John. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a pianist, so
I think you should have stuck with Shawn Michaels, really, bro. No, in this chat, that's all. You know what I mean? So,
fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm just saying, bro. That's what I mean. How are we doing?
Listen, man, red. I'm wearing red even for United today, man. I'm wearing red for United.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you. I know you like us. Look at you, team hopping per usual. We know what you're like.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just said it. I'm wearing red for United. I would never say.
Hey, man, fair enough, man. You win some, you lose some. Until the next one, man.
Big up, people.
I would never say big up Alam in the car. I would never say I'm wearing blue for Chelsea. Are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? You must be mad.
Only blue.
Must be mad. You know what I'm saying? But big Alam, what you telling me? You good as well?
All good, bro. What do you man say?
Oh, bless, man. Oh, bless. You know what I'm saying? You lot continue to get your questions in. I believe Lewis is just rated as well. So large up Lewis for that. I think he has anyway.
Hey, completely random.
Yeah, go on.
What's it called? I went through our last pick that I think we traded one pick in the second round and drafted somebody else.
Oh, I saw it in the group chat. I don't know anything about that. Break that down for me, please.
I only know that the guy died on the court and then came back to life, and now we drafted him. That's crazy.
Oh,
whoa.
See, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I'll be honest.
Are you talking about the Miami Heat constantly die on the court?
Yeah, well, that brother Daniel's been hiding.
No, I'm talking about what's it called?
His account got suspended.
Oh, you got suspended. Damn.
He's back now. He's got a new account. I think it is, but he's got because he followed me on a new account, so he definitely. I believe. He lost it. Let me clarify that he may not have got suspended, but for whatever reason, I believe.
Are you? I know you blocked him from the chat. Are you allowing Ryan on this stream?
Oh yeah, if Ryan wants the link, he can get the link. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll send it to him. That's all.
Yeah. If Ryan wants the link, he can get the link 110%. Like that's not a problem. I just don't want to hear him in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Eddie Daniel, the Heat fan.
He just be because he offers nothing. Like you man all troll and all them things, yeah. But at least you man offer like good questions in the chat or good jokes. You just be talking a whole.
He's like Timo, bro. Like Timo's just
man. It's a whole load. We doing a Man United, and you talking about Harvey Elliott. I'm saying it's not even relevant. Yeah,
or the backup keeper. What's his name? Adrian.
Like it makes no like, and then at that same show we start talking about Kane, and then Jez is in the chat, and then speaks about Kane. Yeah, it makes sense. Kane plays for his club, but talking about Harvey Elliott for like no one mentioned, but yeah, we moved. Nero, big up Nero as well. Says third bid for Mount Flawless. My head is hot, bro. I hear you, Nero. You know what I'm saying, and I hear you. Eddie, this is definitely a message we can get behind. Shut up, Ahmed. You know,
shut up.
Big up, Ahmed. Says United need a keeper, and then on number 9, give that much money to Mason. It's crazy. And with you, Dennis says Flawless. I have a question about the hail. I really want to know what your opinion is on it. Yeah, ask away, Dennis. I'll answer the question. Matthew, I'll take this with a pinch of salt with Garnacho number 7. I do take that with a pinch of salt. I don't believe they'll give a number 7 to someone who's not going to start unless you don't sign a striker. Rashford plays through the middle, but I don't really see that happening. I really don't.
Who reported that anyways?
Varane's taken.
Yeah, what's the source for that?
Yeah, Varane's taken number 4. I think, is that true, right?
Varane's giving up the number 19, right? He's giving up the number 19 shirt.
Yeah, 19's going to Money Mace. This is what happened. But no, actually, about the Garnacho, about the Garnacho though, like, what is the source actually talking about that he's saying 7?
What is the what? Say that again.
What's the source that says that he's going to take?
I don't even know what the source is. I just don't think it will happen. I don't think it will.
That's okay.
I don't think we'll give Garnacho the numbers.
I don't think so too. Going to the Mount bid that's gone in. I think and of course we have no idea how old these news stories are. Should be called old sometimes. But the way I think what's maybe scary for some United fans is the last bid was reportedly rejected very quickly. Yeah. Right? I think all in all this, they knew they were never going to get 65 to 70, right? I think they wanted United to cross that 50 million mark. and whatever the add-ons are the add-ons. That's what I truly believe. So I think what's scary for a lot of Man United fans, I think either tonight or tomorrow, you're going to get the confirmation that it's been accepted.
Yeah, I think
that's what it is.
I think the significant thing is that it says in this last Fabrizio update that this offer, all parties are very confident to get it done, but also it includes better payment terms and conditions than the last one. So
payments, that was it. The payment structure
is that basically installments, except money up front, etc.
Yeah, the better
installments, money up front, or what the terms of that added on money even are. Is it reachable? Even though the bid only jumped up 5 mil, if the terms are much better, then as a whole, that's pretty good.
So it's not like Mason Mount winning the
Ballon d'Or. I will say this.
Hopefully not, bro. Hopefully not.
It's like if you're making money for like top 4,
Right, I will say this. If I just said on Lewis stream multiple times, so if you're hearing it now, I do apologize. If it's rejected, right, then I need an official club statement as to why it's rejected, right? Because
I need
you've already started the propaganda against Mount in the last couple of days, releasing the stories about him not accepting something in November, 200 grand, being reported that his people have told us he's not going to sign a new contract. So you've already started that, right? So you've already started that to get, believe it or not, whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. And also that he's not going to sign a new contract. You don't think he's worth that contract. So why would you keep him? And plus, it's pure, unadulterated, not even on the book. Like, it's pure profit. This guy was free. He's free, right, to us in terms of we never paid for him. Apart from his education. It's 50 million plus, right? Straight on. It's rejected, and no other clubs in. None of these Mount Liverpool, City, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid are in. They're not. There's no other club in whatsoever, right? Not even Arsenal are in for this guy. Not even Spurs are in for this guy, right? It's just Man United and Man United alone. So if it's not accepted, I don't see how he comes back.
The fact he's got a year left on his.
Let him land. Go on, Ryan. Let him land first. Go on. And then you.
I'm just saying. I don't know how he comes back, given what's already out there in social media in terms of what we. No doubt the club's released that to get the property. I don't see how he comes back. It just doesn't make any sense. That's all. So I think it will get done because, like I said to you earlier, and let Ryan go after this, they wanted that £50 million. If it's not on the point or just past it, they wanted that hit. And that's why there's been no quick rejection so far of this. But yeah.
Yeah, go on, Ryan.
I think like when he's got a year left on his deal as well, like 1 year left, you can't really ask for a better offer than this, to be honest. Like this is, I mean, you've gotten way more than what you should have got offered for him. Let's be honest, for a player of like, we know we don't really rate him highly. I don't really rate him highly, but the fact he's got a year left on his contract and you're getting over about 55 mil offer from Man United for him is crazy. Like, but I think they were holding out for the 70, but like I think maybe a factor is they've also like, because you sold Havertz as well for way more than what you should have sold him for as well. Like, let's be honest, that's daylight robbery what you sold him for, and then you've sold like players to the Saudi League as well. You can probably afford to, negotiate, sell Mount for a lesser fee than what you wanted. Do you get what I mean? Like you wanted 70 mil, so maybe that's the thing as well. But it's the fact that he also like, didn't he get offered the same amount from Man United as he did from Chelsea? In
That's what they reported last November. Last November there was apparently last November it was agreed 200 grand a week, but then it was pulled in January. You know what I mean? You don't know who to properly believe, but all these stories are now dropping, which makes me go, why would you then bring him back? It's just a disgruntled player, right? I mean, what's the real difference in bringing him back and bringing someone like Lukaku back? They both don't want to be here.
They both don't want to be there. Yeah, you're right.
They don't want to be here. And you've got a new manager who's trying to put his. You got a new manager who's trying to put a stamp on it. Why would you? And I know he wants to keep Mount, but he doesn't want to be here. You don't need to focus.
Exactly. Like you had a lot of players last season who just didn't want to be there at the end of the day. The Mounts, the Havertz, the Ziyech's, and Pulisic, all these guys who just didn't want to be there. You need to get all those guys out of the club, and just, you need players who, with a new manager there, a young team. You need players who want to be there at the end of the day. So, you know, yeah, man, you need to get these lot out the club. Like this whole proper child stuff that people associated Mount being, man, that's all proven to be bullshit.
See, my thing with this one as well is that, like, you probably just gonna have just a weird kind of thing with teammates already that thought you were gonna leave anyways. No, you're gonna stay, and you kind of already fucked up your relationship with them players already. So for me, it's like I said it already from the beginning. Chelsea's not gonna get that 70 million for Mount. Like, I always knew they had to drop it. I would be shocked if they're actually not gonna accept this bid, because if they do not accept this, then they will have to sell for even less, because I don't think any other team wants to pay even 55. Like, United is just that desperate because the manager wants it. Nobody's really that desperate other than United. So Chelsea should just accept this one. They should have accepted probably also the other bids even before. But if they accept this one, then hey,
but
you got more money.
More important Chelsea news. Christian Nkunku has just been pictured with a blue balloon, so we know if he scores, that's going to be the blue balloon.
I don't know about that one, man.
Before you might continue, there's over 130 of you lot in here. Let's continue to bump up the likes, because the likes is way too low, people. Only at 44 likes. Let's go up to 80 likes, people. Hit the subscribe button as well. We have hit 6,965. 5 more subs, people. Get us to 6,970. 5 more subs. There's over 130 of you lot in here in the building. And continue to get your questions in as well. Hey, TJ, big up to you as well. Jacob, United Spurs of America, big up also. Like I said, get your questions in, people. Get your questions in.
Big up, Jacob. Big up, Jacob.
Yeah, big up Jacob every single time, man. You know
My guy,
how's it going, people?
Just raided. Yes,
how's
Prime,
it going, everyone?
Man? You good? You good, Prime? Yeah.
How's it going, everyone? Yeah, I'm good. Oh, for fuck's sake, Ryan's here.
Outrageous, Ryan. Don't take.
I didn't even do anything to deserve that.
Especially from Prime. Don't take that from Prime.
We say no, Ryan. You blessed.
I thought me and Prime were cool, you know.
You should have known that when he called you meaty. You know what I'm saying? You should have known.
That was well over.
That was like a year ago.
So you think all of
yes, it does change.
You think it's social media? Well, all right. So what? All right, let's get into
the way
this
you
lie,
remember this stuff.
Let's see how far he goes in this lie. In it, what's changed that he's now not meaty?
No one said that. Flawless. No one said that. I just said it's a year ago.
Yeah. See, so you still think he's meaty? Same way if you think a player's poor.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Prime, it's 2 years ago since we did a whole NBA stream with doing Italy stuff. You know what I mean?
We're still doing the Italy stuff.
I know, but what I'm saying is
we still do the Italy stuff, and we moved on to Spain.
If it's a classic, it's timeless. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Getting that
soon to be.
It's not a classic. It's just annoying.
And to be totally honest, Jacob, I've not too long woke up. That's what it is. So if I sound like this, that's what it is. I've not too long woke up. You see in my eyes and that. Like that's why I sound like this as well. I should have got more sleep, but here we are. You know
this is 4 a.m. If you want, right now.
Yes, this is what it is. But I'm knackered.
This is my.
This is on the US time, man. This on the US time these days. You know what I'm saying?
I was watching No Limit, the friggin' No Limit. For those that know about Master P, I was watching the No Limit Chronicles yesterday.
Hey, shut up, Master P.
Episodes. Yeah, this shit was fire. I didn't know it was on YouTube because I was looking for it. But it said it was on YouTube TV.
Randomest raptor ever.
Yeah. Man's like,
is it a documentary or something?
Yeah. So what they
do
is...
talk about...
Go on.
No, this is my wrestling head on. Do they talk about when they showed up in WCW at all?
They did. They showed up. Yeah. They spoke about it. Yeah. They did. Because I don't know the No Limit story like that. So obviously it's new. Like it's new to me. I didn't know like stuff that's going on there. Because they got one on Death Row. They got one on No Limit. They probably got a few others as well. It's a good series like the BET Chronicles. So for anyone who's a music fan, go check that out still. But yeah, I was like, let me watch one. I ended up watching like 4. But that's
Masterpiece done everything in life. Just
yeah. I didn't know man was selling action figures. You know what I'm saying in that of himself.
He
was on the Raptors.
Yeah, this guy was. Yeah, he was. I see.
He was on the Raptors.
I was like, yo, what the fuck?
I was like, what the hell?
He was everywhere.
Yeah, legit.
Crazy.
Like, this guy was doing everything. So yeah, that's what I was watching. So that's why. But yeah, big up Lewis in the cut. Yes, family. What are you telling me? You good?
All good. Today's payday, bro. We're finally going to get our money in. In a good mood.
Job days are over, so it's Mount Day.
Yeah, man. Today might be Mount Day.
Hey, Steve, that one's on Twitch, so I'll send you the link for this one because it's 2 separate ones. So yeah, you'll still be on the one tomorrow. I'll send you over the link.
Welcome to the Chelsea family, Steve. Welcome, bro.
Saying. Let's see what else you lot are saying as well.
Also, Daniel's in the chat. Shout out, Daniel.
Oh yeah, big up Daniel every single time.
Big up Kai.
But yeah, Dennis, the question you have for me about De Gea, just let me know what it is. Let's talk that Garnacho is gonna get the number 7 shirt. To me, that's early and will put too much pressure on someone so young. Yeah, it don't make no sense to me. I don't get that. And I'm a fan of Garnacho, but him getting the what's it called? Getting the number 7 shirt wouldn't, and yeah, I'm just opposed to that. But like,
do you think it's do you think it's that much of a big deal with shirt numbers?
Not these days, to be honest.
It's not the number, it's more so the intent.
What the number represents in a way.
No. Forget the representation of the number. I don't care about all that nostalgia.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's not what I'm forced. No, I'm saying when I say the intent in terms of that means he's going to be playing a lot more.
Oh,
like Garnacho for me, for at least this season and the next season, needs to be an impact player. That's the best, and then let him develop his game, and then maybe he can become a first teamer. But like,
don't he be a starter this season?
I don't think he should be a starter. That's what I'm saying. If we are moving correctly, he shouldn't be. He's not a better left winger than.
Yeah, but I'm not saying he will be. I'm saying I doubt.
Actually, but you know what? Thinking about it.
No, but they're saying that Rashford may play. Oh shit, Rashford may play as a striker.
This is what I was literally about to ask. This is what I was literally about to ask because I saw the Højlund thing about Human probably not buying him because of how much he costs. And there could be maybe you want to instead use the money to buy a winger and then play Rashford as striker for the whole season, and maybe have Garnacho starting at the left winger, and then get like a new left winger.
That's not what I'm with. You know what I'm saying?
I know you're not with that, but I'm saying maybe that potentially could happen if that's the case. If he gets to number 7, because it's kind of weird giving him the number just like that. To be honest, not that I believe numbers care anything. Like, well, our striker was number 10, so it's like it's what it is. So I don't really care, to be honest.
Yeah, it's more like I said. It's more the intent of all right. If you're getting the number 7, you're probably going to be playing more. Like I think it's a bad idea to have him as a first teamer, which makes me believe maybe we won't invest as much as I thought we was going to. Like in terms of strikers, because there's been reports and people saying, "Oh, Rashford going to play as a striker," which I'm just not with. As good as Rashford is, and as good as he's played, and he even impressed me as a striker this past season, but it's like no, Rashford is like he's best from the left. It's like I don't get why we're limiting him. I really don't hear that. Big up TJ as well in the cut as well, large up every single time. And someone mentioned I can't even find a comment, but someone said like, oh, if hold on 1 second, let me get to it. But someone mentioned about here it is. Albert says, why are the fan base afraid to call out Ten Hag? If all he did this, he would be getting criticized. You're listening to the wrong fans. I'm saying that's all I can say about that. You're listening to the wrong fans. If not, like 110% trust the gaffer. But trust the gaffer, but don't mean you don't doubt his decisions. Same way you got a lot of love and time for your parents, but if they do something you think is wrong, you're gonna say. I'll say like, what we doing?
Yeah,
that's legit it. So Albert Show, I don't know who you're listening to. So you're saying this. I don't know if it's content creators. I don't know if it's people on social media. Or it's follow new people. And he's been heavily criticized. I'm saying I've already said I'm totally against this. I don't know how much more, and I don't understand this whatsoever. And I'm not trying to rationalize this in any way, shape, or form. It's a horrific idea. People are like, oh, Ten Hag, you know what I'm saying? You got to back him. Yeah, I back him. I just don't back him blindly. I got my own 2 eyes and brain. It's a terrible idea to sign this guy. Makes no sense.
There's nothing wrong with being wrong.
Say again?
There's nothing wrong with being wrong. Like if you call the signing out and then he balls out, like bro, like there's nothing wrong with that.
Facts.
All the great managers have made mistakes at the end of the day and do stuff.
I've seen better managers than him.
You see Pep make mistakes at the end of the day. Like,
did you not sign Claudio Bravo?
Nolito, Bravo.
Nolito, like that was the one that I called out the other day. Like, bro, Nolito was.
Did he sign Eric Garcia or play him out? I forgot.
I think he was in the academy.
Oh, he still played him.
Yeah, so I don't think it was a signing particularly for him.
Ah, fair. But he's made mistakes at the end of the day, so they all do. Yeah, every manager does.
Mm-hmm. And Albert says the whole fan base, I know your views are out. Yeah, because you know how fans are. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect a lot of fans to be logical and rational and, you know what I'm saying, not be hypocrites and keep the same energy. A lot of fans will change depending on who they like or they don't like, their personal views, whether they like the player or they don't like the player or they like the manager or don't like the manager. I've seen people go overboard, I think, with the criticism of definitely go overboard with the criticism of Ten Hag in regards to there's no manager who's going to sign every single player you like. If you're the manager out because he signs a player that you like, you're going to be every manager out. Fergie, I didn't like everybody Fergie signed, but here we are. More often than not, it worked. I'm sure Ryan don't like everybody Klopp signed. Whoever the Chelsea fans, whoever there. I didn't know a lot about them. I'm talking most of the players I know in it.
I don't do this, man. You were OT hyping David Nunes.
So it's kind of like Chelsea fans here, whoever their favorite Chelsea manager is. I'm sure every player he signed they didn't like. It may have worked, it may not have. So it's kind of like, yo, managers ain't here to help to like, what's the word?
Make you happy.
Yeah, managers ain't here. This ain't a friendship thing. You know what I'm saying? You might ain't boys. Like he's there to do a job.
He doesn't know you, bro.
He don't know you. He's gonna do the best fit, whatever, to do whatever he needs to do. Like in his eyes, and they'll live and die by his decisions. Yes, Steven, what are you saying, man? You good?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm all right. What about you?
Yeah, man. Hey, welcome to the family.
Big up Chelsea, Steve.
Hey, you got bought by Chelsea, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're chilling. Just don't liquidate us or anything. I'm not trying to do some illegal streams watching some 5th tier French football, bro. I'm just already been through that.
For you, my friend, David Datro Fofana. For you, my friend.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it all day.
Chelsea paying all the wages.
Datro Fofana's going to outscore Mbappe next season. Mark my words.
I mean, Mbappe's going to be in Spain. So I don't think so.
He's still outscoring him in France, so.
He's gonna have to score more goals than Lacazette, mate. Not even Mbappe.
Hey, Lacazette,
Jonathan David, Eli Wahi got 18 or 19 for Montpellier. Kids 19, so that's another one who could get that golden boot.
What about Koulibaly? My God.
And big up to Matthew says breaking FIFA announced the first ever 32-team Club World Cup in 2025 will be held in the United States. What's everyone's opinion on
United States of America?
Chelsea's playing in that one, by the way.
The Club
That's going to be in the summer, right?
Yeah, the Club World Cup is expanding to
2025 summer content. Yeah. Beautiful.
We will be there.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Flawless. This hit flawless like a ton of bricks. He's like, what?
Yeah, because you know why? Because when I initially read it, I thought he put the wrong year and he was talking about the actual. Expanded, and I was like, nah, Matthew won't do that because he's on point, like with like his information. And then when I seen it, I didn't see the Club World Cup. I just seen World Cup, and obviously I'm gassed for that. Like in 2026,
might need Specsavers.
Yeah, makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? And
what we saying, Lewis? Champions of the world again? Run that back.
Yeah, man. Reload the champions of the world. Need to be in the Champions League 2025.
Champions of Europe.
Hey,
to the world, you never seen that.
Flawless, prepare to be sick of us again, man.
Prepare to be sick of you, man. Anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Don't worry, man. We'll be gone soon. Just waiting for Mount Day.
Yeah. I can't wait.
It might be today, bro. It might be today. It might be any moment, bro.
I'm ready.
I feel you Chelsea fans.
I pray it happens on stream. Yeah,
because you've been in my DMs for the last 3 days saying,
obviously I want United to get out.
Time.
Funny, but you man are acting like it's already done.
Behave, children.
Basically, he's forcing Chelsea's hand.
Bro, you do know a bid can get rejected, you know.
Chelsea, for the first time, have not immediately rejected the bid.
No,
they've done that.
I think it will happen, but I'm not saying it's like definite. Oh my days, it's already done. Like you guys are acting.
It's like
I think it will happen.
But you just said you think it happens too. So what are you waffling
about? Yeah, I think it happens, but I'm not acting like it's a completely done deal like you guys are.
Well, we all believe it's happening too, so we're all on the same boat.
Hang on. Ryan, do you want me to bring up the DMs you've shown me with articles attached saying stuff's done? When you actually read the article, it's just speculation. You want me to do that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? Thank you for pouring water.
Guys, to be fair, Ryan's a Liverpool fan. He knows. Ryan's a Liverpool fan. He knows all about being rejected by players, man. So to be fair,
name a Weghorst tapping that Anfield sign, bro.
Big up to Lemmy, who says everyone calling out Kai to Arsenal and Mount United. Let's wait and see. Some of y'all will be surprised. And you know what? No, the reason why we're not. No. When I had, was it yesterday? No, it was Tuesday. When we was having this conversation. It was actually on Rance's channel. We're not doing this because our team signs a poor player on its squad. Let's wait and see. But if a rival was to sign Vinicius Junior, Mbappe, there wouldn't be no and then I would sit on here and clown. Let's say Chelsea did that. Let's say Chelsea or Arsenal or Liverpool signed those 2 players, and I sat on here and was like, yeah, we gotta wait and see if Mbappe is gonna hear that club and Vinicius Jr. Fans of those clubs are not trying to hear it because they're 2 quality players. Let's not act like we don't prejudge players beforehand, especially players from within the Premier League. We watched these 2 be crap for the vast majority of their period at Chelsea, average at best. Like, what are we doing here? They're not good players. If I sat here at the end of the season as a Manchester United fan on a Man United podcast with whoever and said what Manchester United need is Mason Mount, after that final whistle blew at the FA Cup, you lot would have told me I was on drugs. So just because Ten Hag has said it doesn't make it a good idea. You man would have said I'm on drugs. What are you talking about? But because Ten Hag has said it's a good idea. And same with Arsenal fans. Me and Cam do the United Arsenal show every Thursday, people. Every Thursday at midnight. After the season, if Cam sat there and said what Arsenal need is Kai Havertz, he would have got laughed out the building. So let's not act like this let's wait and see nonsense. Like they're 2 ballers. No, they're 2 poor players. They're average at best. Simple as that.
See, you know the funny thing is, if this, for example, if I only hear the type of argument if it's like some unknown kids from like a different country where like there's just not a lot of data about them, but they have like a high ceiling. Then it's like different. But we've seen 3 years of Kai Havertz at Chelsea. Mount's been there a year before Kai Havertz came, right? Or maybe 2 years, I don't know. When he actually broke through. So like we actually got proper data, and we even saw them with our own 2 eyes how bad they've been at Chelsea.
Do you want data? Do you want data? What? Because I've just been looking through some stats. I'm just getting ready for the Mount leaving.
No, I don't.
I've got a couple stats. So top 5 Chelsea players who've lost possession the most this season in the Premier League is Mason Mount cleared 243 times, about 40-50 times clear of the second place person. In February, Mason Mount, the creative genius, had attempted 5 through balls in the course of the entire season,
0,
completing 40% of those attempts.
Lewis. Edu and Ten Hag might be watching the stream, so stop.
Oh yeah,
the deal's already through, man. Don't worry about it.
Hey, what do we know? He's been let down. He's been let down by that's my
only
out
like,
Siri merchant.
That's my point. Like, if Mount was, for example, let's say for example, an Andre Santos, I don't think United fans would be as angry about it because it's a kid from Brazil. Yeah, you don't know anything about him, but you heard about him having the high seat is what it is. But bro, Mount and Kai Havertz, bro, and the fact that that's an Arsenal fan that said a really good point to me. Every Arsenal fan who's saying this is a good signing is lying to themselves. They're not even actually believing that. They're just saying it because they want interactions and they want to be on the opposite side just so they can be there sitting saying, I was always right about this signing. Like, these guys don't really believe even themselves that these guys actually going to come through. So it's like, I'll be honest, it's a terrible signing. Both of them, Havertz and Mount. And it's what it is. Like, if they do well, they do well. But at taking it from face value right now, they're just terrible signings. Like,
genuinely, Flawless, if I can comment quickly, I still don't understand how Havertz and Mount have somehow been managed to be sold. Well, Mount obviously is almost there, of course, but for the values that they've been sold at. Because for me, particularly from the way they played this season and last season, it's a miracle that they get. So one of them got sold for 67.5 million. You know, that's almost what we brought him for. That's almost what we actually brought.
That's what we're paying for Sandro Tonali, who will get into the Arsenal 11. And Manchester United. I know, Prime. You don't know
you're running football. We know you're running football, Steve. We don't care.
But what I'm trying to say though, is just that it's kind of crazy that these guys like think after 3 years of being at Chelsea Football Club that they got to improve. It's very rare that when a player comes to leaves Chelsea that they actually improve. It's very rare.
But Ahmed, everyone thinks the players everyone always mentions is KDB and Salah, but no one talks about Ryan Bertrand. He started in our Champions League final. Where did he end up at? ONANA.
Even Sturridge, you can make an argument. He had a bit of a peak at Liverpool, but then afterwards
Patrick Bamford, Dominic Solanke. Where did these guys end up at?
Tamori is one where it's like, all right, he improved.
But even then, Tamori is not like this centre back that.
Exactly.
My point, I don't get why Chelsea fans use Kevin De Bruyne and Salah,
De Bruyne played
they-
like
they-
19 games.
That's my point. That's my point that I was trying to go. Like, they barely even played any games. Like, we're looking at like Kai Havertz and Mason Mount, who generally played meaningful minutes, and we pretty much saw. We saw what they are. We saw what they are.
Like
Tuchel was Salah. We don't know what the seeding was going to be. We didn't know.
But Jez, what you don't understand, Chelsea fans were when Mount was still at Derby, they were comparing Mount and saying he's our KDB. They were comparing Havertz to the likes of Bergkamp and Berbatov. So now these guys have to now stamp their ground and dig in. These guys, people won't admit that they were wrong.
The other thing about De Bruyne, if I'm not mistaken, sorry, Foz. I was just gonna say real quick. The other thing about KDB is that, like Jez just said, and I was saying, KDB played 19 games. He was never getting in ahead of Juan Mata. What was the 2012-13 season that Juan Mata had? What, 35 GNA throughout the whole season? It was like ridiculous.
53.
There you go. So he's never getting any minutes. Look at that Chelsea squad from that time when Salah and KDB were there. They weren't getting in.
It wasn't even Mata. It was Oscar. He wasn't getting
Oscar as well. Yeah. True.
Yeah. He wasn't getting.
We brought Oscar Willian in that season. I think
was I a year off with Mata? Or was it
the Mata stats on 12-13 when Mourinho came back.
Mata left 15-16, no?
He wasn't playing Mata a lot, and Oscar had come in 12-13 as well.
Right.
But he chose Oscar ahead to be in that 10 role.
So then there's two players ahead of KDB.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
I think KDB.
But he tried to force KDB on the wing. If you guys remember,
yeah,
he saw him as a winger. Remember at the time,
Mourinho played like 4 times in the league or something like that. His minutes. We only bought Salah because he scored against us twice in the Champions League. That's why we bought Salah.
FC Basel.
You know the month Salah when he played, Salah was poor for us when he played.
Yeah, right, and remember, it took Salah a long time to get to even where he was at Liverpool.
But if you remember, when Liverpool signed Salah for £37 million, everyone was laughing at that transfer.
Yeah,
because they hadn't watched it. They only record him playing for Chelsea because, like most people, and that's fine. I do it myself. We only really watch our own league. Steve, once again, you're not included in this thing. Yeah, you're the very extreme. But I'm just
respect Steve,
and you can shut up. But it's like,
it's all right, man. It's all right.
Yeah, but everyone laughed at that for 37 million because they went back to the Salah from Chelsea, hadn't watched his 2 seasons or 3 seasons in Italy to make a determination. So fine. I always say this, and someone said it. There's a very short list of the amount of players that left Chelsea that have been successful and that we regret selling. A very tiny list, if at all there is a list.
Abraham had 1 good season at Roma, was trashed this year.
Dropped off.
He's another one.
And now he's got an ACL injury, so it's not looking good for him, bro. I'll be
Before we continue, over 270 of you lot in here. Yeah, I only got 86 likes though. Girls into triple digits, people.
Come on, man.
100 likes.
What's this Mount Open play assist rate? Come on, run it up.
You know what I'm saying? Run it up, crack, subscribe to the channel. Fucking Mason, about this fucking thing.
Mason, man.
Why you upset? One second, let me run through some of the comments here. One second, Prime. Hold that for. Give me a sec. You lot continue to get your questions in as well, members. I'll start your question. Don't worry, I will get to it as well. Matthew here says, "Is this Maris Interiors? I understood to have secured a contract to modernize the workspaces at Old Trafford, but the agreement will only be sanctioned once there is clarity over the takeover." That's from Samuel Luckhurst. Also, as well, Manchester United will have resources available to buy a striker should they complete the signing of Mason Mount. That's from Samuel Luckhurst.
That's not news. That's not news. I know it. You guys have more money.
Says, according to people, it's people saying we only got 100 M's to spend.
Well, apparently Newcastle only has 75 M's to spend.
You know the point that I'm making, Steve. Everyone needs to shut the fuck up talking like they know
exactly.
That's what it is. And running with shit like it's gospel, like I say all the time. Like when I heard we only got 100 M's or 150 M's, and then we got linked.
Didn't you put a bid in for Declan Rice the other day?
Yeah, Casado.
No, they didn't. This was only interest.
We were interested. But that's us.
I heard something like a swap deal with like Maguire or something.
Yeah, it was Maguire.
Yeah, no, but that was a very bad source as well. And even then, like, I still can't believe that people actually genuinely believe that too. Like,
Yo,
why should West Ham take them?
Man. That's why, Jez, man. People be doing too much. That's why when people and me and Tox had the conversation yesterday. Salute to my brother Tox about it, and just how like when people say, "Oh, United are moving slow in the window," it's like it's because we get linked to 55 players a day. People automatically presume it. The only player we've actually two players we've actually genuinely tried to sign. One being Mason Mount, because he's the only one we made a bid for, and we agreed terms with Kim Min-jae and didn't make a bid to Napoli. They're the only two players this summer so far we've genuinely actually.
You've spoken with a lot of players like Rice, Onana.
Yeah, that's all well and good.
Interested in a line.
That's like I'm like speaking with a girl in the DMs and that. That don't mean that it's going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his favorite word. Interested.
Yeah, interested. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate.
Monitoring.
Tuck said it yesterday. I'm sure every team in the league appreciates Lavia and is interested in Lavia because he's a good player. Yes. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about?
Like, bro, I can tell you for a fact.
Yeah, go on, fam.
I can tell you for a fact. Fucking Portsmouth wants Lavia right now in the midfield. Doesn't mean he's gonna go to Portsmouth. Doesn't mean that Portsmouth's gonna put a bid in. Like, it's the same shit. Like, that's why I say people just wait when actually things go into like advanced talks about somebody going to your club. Like, it's not worth trying to stress yourself about. Oh my god, this player, that player. You're not gonna get him.
Yeah, Rafael Guerrero just went to Bayern, by the way.
Munich, yeah, saw that. But my thing is like, just chill out and just wait till like them guys are generally linked to like. Fabrizio is just doing his whole recycling shit with Caicedo. Like I've been seeing for the last few days now. When Chelsea still haven't made even the actual approach to Brighton to put the money in, so it's like it's one of them. Or you just have to chill. Like it is what it is. To be honest, it's not that deep with certain guys. Like.
Yeah. It's not so just back to this, Matthew. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that in regards to modernizing the workspaces, obviously on the takeover, which is still ongoing, which hopefully does happen. And in regards to the team as well, if we do indeed, because everyone knows we need a striker, we need more, we need strikers, pluralized as well. Dennis goes on to say, "Oh yeah, my question about De Gea flawless. Why are some of your fans saying De Gea is a United legend, and some people who are saying this are not even old enough to remember Van der Sar? Because everyone's metrics different in terms of legend." That's why. When I say De Gea is a legend, no, I won't go that far. I won't say he's a legend, but I respect what he's did. But legend is too far. Like I wouldn't put a statue. I wouldn't build a statue outside of Old Trafford. That's my metric. If I seen a statue of you outside Old Trafford, would I be like, yeah? With him, yes, I would.
Do you think a fair way of measuring a legend is like if you look at an all-time 11 and you got to look at all of the big hitters that even played for your guys in the 30s and 40s and you knew all about, like that's the kind of player for me that's a legend. If you have an argument to get in the starting 11 or whatever, you're a legend of your club, obviously, like an all-time 11.
Yeah, like I say, everyone's metric because there is a difference between legend to me and fan favorite. Like there is, that's where the line is. Like
Longstaff is a fan favorite, but not a club legend.
Like United got a lot.
So that's that's why I always say.
Ji-Sung Park, fan favorite, probably not a legend.
Yes,
that's why for me, it's like cult. There's like cult hero.
Yeah,
and there's like actual legend, and then there's like goat of like the.
Sorry to interrupt. And it might already you might already seen in the group chat. Chelsea have rejected a 7 million loan offer from Inter Milan for Lukaku. I know process maybe me to expect me to say Mount.
You know how it is. If it was Mount, you would either be super super depressed or super excited. So the fact that you was just normal tone, I knew it wasn't Mount.
Yeah, the chat would have said about 50 here we goes or fab tweets.
Oh yeah,
you know what it also is, man. This Inter Milan man them are just brokies, bro. Like they're trying to get Azpilicueta to contract terminate himself, then get him. And now, like Lukaku, 7 million, bro. Just get your money up, man. Get your money up, bro, and just buy this guy, bro. I know.
Yeah, Eddie, I agree with you in regards to just to go back to the question real quick. Yeah, De Gea is not a legend to me, but like I say, everyone's metrics different. That's what it is because there's no certified. You do this, that, and the third, then you are indeed a legend. I think there is I think Ahmed said it there in terms of GOATs, legends, fan favorites, cult heroes, and such. Because someone might just be your favorite player. So therefore, who's not necessarily a legend by everybody else. Like I wouldn't. There is definitely United fans who would say, "Oh yeah, Pat G-Son's a legend." I wouldn't say that.
Juan Mata, for example, we just spoke about him. He's not a legend for a football club, in my opinion, but he's a cult hero definitely at Chelsea.
He's a cult hero at Chelsea. That's fair.
Yes.
Fair.
Whereas David Silva, Yaya Toure, you could argue club legends at City.
Oh, no, did you say, Ahmed?
Yeah,
I
go.
said Juan Mata is a goal hero.
No, Mata's a legend. He was part of the team that won the first.
Fair enough. Listen, you can agree to this. That's fair enough.
No. This ain't even a part. This ain't a part of disagreement. If you're part of that first team that won the Champions League,
that's fair enough.
Club.
Yeah,
you're a legend, and also he was a very good player as well. So you know what I mean. And he assisted in the goal.
That's it right there. You see how Surfer and Ahmed have different metrics on that. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, but what he said made sense in a way. Yeah.
Surfer. You forget you're arguing with a Palace fan.
What you say, Lewis?
I was going to say Bazingwa. Would you say Bazingwa's a legend, or is it everyone?
Do you know what? It might sound crazy. I think you win the first European Cup for your team in the history. Yeah. Then you go down as a legend.
Shout out Bertrand.
Because you're like the first team that people remember. Yeah.
If you want, I have no argument even the people that say that the guy, no matter what I think about the guys overall. If you want to say the guys that won it in the second, I'm fine with that. They might be the only two sets of players that ever win European Cups at this club. They'd have to go down as legends no matter what you think about them personally as a player. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't
Mount.
I would say that. I don't mind. I wouldn't argue against that. If someone said, "Oh yeah," because
fair enough. At least you're consistent.
I don't mind. I'm not going to argue that. Whether I'll discuss about what a type of player is, but it goes down, and you know how I feel about Kai Havertz.
Yeah,
you know,
Timo,
and he scored, and he's got more of a case.
My Timo deserves it, bro.
He scored in the European Cup final. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
no, I hear it. At least you're consistent.
Ironically, listen, Timo is a legend, man. You know what I'm saying? That guy actually loved the club, even though he was shit. And
no, he fucking didn't. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I
respect him.
This is why I said I respect people's opinions. I'm just leaving it there. Some players I'm not calling legends.
Listen, he was shit, definitely.
No, he didn't, bro. It's second year.
We call Timo Werner a Chelsea legend.
But like I said, there is everyone's metrics different, and yeah, that's like Derek, what the definition is. And to Starlord, he says, "What about Ole Gunnar?" Here's what it is with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He is a fan favorite, but he has one of the most legendary moments in the club's history. People mix up the two
in European football history.
Yeah, that's my point. But I'm saying just from a Manchester United perspective, he has in the Fergie era, he has. With the Giggs one, they're probably the two that stick out. They're the two most legendary in terms of moments when people think of Manchester United and we're advertised anywhere. Those two goals get mentioned. And plus, obviously, I remember both those goals as well. But people need to get him mistaken. It's like the Hurricane beating the Rock.
Yeah, what Giggs moment?
Like he's not a GOAT in wrestling, but that's a legendary moment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that type of shit. Like that's what it is. People don't get him. People get it mistaken. Yes, he has a legendary goal. And I don't discredit what he did. Like he was a part of one of the most successful teams in the Premier League. Like, and he did his thing. Like, I don't discredit that. Like people say, "Oh, he's a bench warmer." He started more games than he came off the bench during that period.
What Giggs moment?
Yeah, what Giggs moment were you talking about?
The goal against Arsenal.
Is that FA Cup?
Oh, the FA Cup one.
Yes.
90.
Where he dribbled past
99. Yeah,
99. It was the same season.
Treble win. Yeah.
It was a treble winning season. Yes, it is. When he scored, I was gassed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like that's what it is. Well, obviously, Giggs is a legend. He did more after that. But yeah, Ollie just has a very legendary moment. That's what it is. Because you can be legendary without having necessarily a legendary like goal or a legendary like moment because you're a defender or you're a defensive midfielder.
The moments help though. The moments definitely help, and that's why I hear it a lot with. If we're doing the LeBron and Michael Jordan, has so many clutch moments to win NBA titles.
And Andy Cole helped us score the winning goal that same season, and people don't talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm saying
true.
Before Rooney was our highest goal scorer in the Premier League, and people don't chat about it. Like I say, people will pick and choose.
Andy Cole never really gets spoken about.
He don't. Most underrated easily. You know
Andy Cole had what? One penalty goal throughout his whole entire Premier League career. Imagine what he would be at if he took pens.
Yeah,
he could be up there with Shearer. It's crazy.
That's my argument for Drogba, bro. People always make the argument for him not scoring a lot of goals. He never took pens.
Well,
if he took
who took pens? Who took penalties?
Lampard.
Chelsea. Oh yeah, that's
man. Drogba sacrifices his goal scoring stats for that fat ape, man. Annoying.
And just for this, for Nick, who says, "Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
doesn't even need to do that for whatever."
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer pokes his
Lampard, yeah.
Yo, let me land, Brian, please. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer pokes his toe out and scores the winning goal against Bayern in the 99 treble winning season. All of a sudden, he's a legend, please. Nah, nobody said he's a legend. I don't class him as a legend.
Pokes his toe out.
You know what I'm saying? Bear in mind, he did much more than score that goal. Like, people got to stop doing this. Like, people start, and this is me. Like, Ole as a manager, I hear it. Let's not act like as a player, he didn't do what he was supposed to. He was a part of a cold quartet. People could say, yeah, he was the fourth best. Cool. But he still scored goals outside of that season as well. Like, let's not act. People forget that he benched David Beckham. Like, see, I'm talking about stuff people don't know. He was playing he became a right midfielder, and Beckham was on the bench for a significant period of time. Like, what are we doing? Like, let's not act like Ole didn't contribute to Manchester United winning multiple.
Was that
trophies.
Beckham's last season?
I can't remember. Because
that would make sense for the departure of the whole boot incident.
No. But it was time to move him on. But it was like, now it's before that. You know what I'm saying? It was before like 03. You know what I'm saying? It was before that he benched him to my knowledge.
See this comment right here? Right? Pokes his toe out. You know what I mean? The winning goal in the Champions League final pokes his toe out like he was just like
to win your team a treble in the last.
Well, that's pretty easy to debunk. If you don't poke your toe out, it don't happen.
You know what it is, sir? For people act like that's the only goal he scored. Like, no, he scored and he won Manchester United plenty of trophies.
He scored 4 goals off the subs bench.
Yeah.
When he came on, that's
can I say something on this on the Ole thing?
This is ridiculous. The whole term super sub was named after Solskjaer.
Go on,
it was the whole
guys,
thing.
sorry to deflect. There's just been a little bit of a tweet from Pi saying Mount has indicated he will not sign a new deal and is ready to leave Chelsea on a free if the club reject all bids for him this summer. First off, proper Chelsea. Second off, accept the fucking money.
He's gone. He's going this summer.
Do you know what he's doing? Yeah,
fucking accept the money and stop wasting time.
He's literally a Portsmouth fan. That's the funny part.
Yeah,
he's basically saying that.
His way out. We
He's
could have
accept the
doubled this
money.
had he not forced himself out.
Right, but back to the Solskjaer thing, because we're
back to actually good players.
It's just the term poking, like that's all he did, you know, like he was just there and it just bounced off his foot or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I mean, I know that's probably from someone who maybe didn't even see Solskjaer properly play.
I think that's what it is.
And this is all about him as a manager and what he did then. It's the same with like people of this generation will see Frank Lampard more as the manager and as a player, and that will downgrade him in some places. But just you can separate the two. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. It's like going, okay, yeah, Giggs just travelled with the ball and just tapped it in at the end against Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on. Yeah. It's like
not everyone can score Zidane against Leverkusen.
The thing is, it's like he did so much more. It's not like he just contributed just that one thing in that one season or just in that one season. He has multiple Premier Leagues. He has a Champions League, and presuming he has multiple FA. And like I said, people, this is someone who you don't know. I disliked Ole as a manager and rating, but I never discredit his playing career because of what he did.
Because you're mature enough to separate the player from the manager.
Yeah, because it's like it doesn't take, because they don't take away. You know what I'm saying, him as a manager don't take away from what he did as a player. Like the two don't go hand in hand. Like I separate the two.
Rui Costa at Benfica, perfect example. On the pitch, brilliant player for Portugal, Benfica, wherever he went. For Benfica as in a management position, he's gotten in trouble for some shady shit, and some Benfica fans really don't like him. Another example, it's like you could separate the playing career and the post career.
Well, it's like people just
have to evaluate it.
It's really not that much of an issue. Like, it's
really Can I ask real quick though? But before we go to this Mbappe thing, like, but do you think it's also like an age thing with certain guys where like Sofa mentioned that they never even saw they never saw Ole, so they can't really make that. No, they have their agendas. But I know certain guys who, certain guys I even talked to admitted to themselves that, like I know that he's the Champions League final goal is not the only goal that defines his playing career. Thanks. But I know certain many fans even in real life they say, but they don't care about it because I hate him so much as a manager.
Yeah, and that's just blinded. Like that's too much emotion.
It's immaturity.
That's too much emotion. Like but again, that ties back into what I said yesterday and was discussing this a couple of days ago, and I've been saying this, how emotionally attached fans get to players, and it's like the only constant at clubs is the fans. Stop getting attached to these players. People want, he needs to love the club and that. No, just do your job. Word to Roy Keane. That is one thing I agree with him on, and that just do your job to a high standard. That's all I ask. I don't need you to love the club. I don't need you to know the history of Manchester United. All that don't matter.
Just ball out.
I don't care. Just perform on the football pitch. Because there's many players who play for clubs who don't support that club. There's many players like that who don't support Manchester, or play for Chelsea or Newcastle or Liverpool who don't support that club, who support opposite clubs, sometimes rivals. But just perform well. That's all I care about. Hey, big up to everyone who is tapped in. Only at 108 likes, and there's over 250 of you in the building. What are we doing? Let's bump up the likes. Get us up to 150 likes. Like check 1212. And we're closing in on 7K people. Continue to hit the subscribe button. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Members, I will start your question. I will get to it as well. And of course, if you super chat, I'll get straight to your comment or question as well. This is from Matthew saying, just in, Kylian Mbappe's plan is to receive 150 million euros at PSG next season, then sign for Real Madrid as a free agent and receive another 100 million euros to 125 million euros as a signing bonus from them. That's from is that Capio _Marcel? I don't know how reliable that is, but
I think it's from the Marcel. It's just one reporter from the whole Marcel company, which is quite decent to be fair. But I don't know the reporter by himself, so it's one of them ones. But I did hear that rumor actually quite a lot that he wants to do the whole thing where he wants to sign on fee as a free agent that you wouldn't get if he signs now.
It makes sense.
Makes sense, but this thing, PSG don't want him. PSG don't want to let him go on the free. They just wanted to sell him now.
They have no power though. They can't force him out against his will.
But I kind of find it. But how do you guys feel about it though? If he was to just be like, you know what, I'm staying for one more year, even though PSG even accepted an offer for me from Madrid. I don't really rate it like that. I understand you want the sign-on fee, but if Madrid put the offer in and they say, you know what, we're getting you in now, and PSG accepted, you should just go. I just don't get it. Just waiting a year, wasting your time at PSG. He's not going to win the Champions League.
I don't know what Mbappe's thinking. If I was in his position, I would look at it spend my transfer fee on other players, strengthen the team, and I'll be there. I'll see you in 12 months, right? I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know if he wants to pocket that transfer fee in his own pocket. If that's the case, a little different. But bro, if I'm looking at it go strengthen the team even more, and I'll see you in 12 months after I get.
But know what the difference is though. But know what the issue is. He wants 100 million as the sign-on fee. That's pretty much like a whole transfer.
Oh, he's just extorting football clubs, bro. This is
what I'm trying. That's the issue. He wants a whole that's like signing Harry Kane. This is what he wants.
Bro, Harry Kane should be doing what Mbappe is doing.
For real.
In terms
of 150 from PSG and then 100
Mbappe,
from Real.
No, but this is the thing. Mbappe wants to stay at PSG for the year and then leave. But people say that Kane should leave this summer. So I think it's different.
Well, hopefully, like I said, I've already stated I think he leaves. There's no way that PSG let Kylian Mbappe walk away for free.
No, they don't want to. I think even Fabrizio said that PSG want to sell him this summer.
Yeah, they got to sell him this summer. There's no way you can let a player of that caliber go for free. No way.
What can they do if he doesn't want to leave? You can accept.
They can't do anything.
You can't do anything. They're not in the power to say, "Oh, you have to do this. You must do this." You can
pay him off him. You are all right. We'll give you X amount. What do you want?
Yeah. So that's what you have to do those kind of things. But bro, if he wants to sit down, he's gonna sit down.
Yeah.
You gotta pay him more than 150 million then. And then if you get 150 million from Real Madrid, it pretty much cancels out, right?
You don't recover from bad business like that. You know what I'm saying? And that to let a player of that caliber go, arguably the best player in the world. He's arguably the best player in Europe. What you say, Jess?
The funny thing is, they played it very smart. Mbappe played it very smart in terms of having that extension.
He's a shrewd businessman,
bro. Run down his contract so low. As soon as that gets to 24 months, negotiate. What are we doing?
But this was the issue. When he signed it, it was already 24 months. But he was like, you know what? He put that whole extra extension, that 1 year extension, just in case maybe we win the Champions League. But in reality, he always felt like, you know what? I really want to only stay here for 2 years. That was always his plan, in my opinion, which is kind of crazy. But can I ask real quick before we go to another question? Because I saw that I saw a Real Madrid fan tweet about it. if you were yourself right now a Madrid fan, would you straight up swap it Vinny for Mbappe? Just straight up, no cash.
Vinny for Mbappe, straight swap.
Even though I think Mbappe is better, like Vinicius Junior is the closest to me, is the closest player to him in that position. So no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, this is my thing. I wouldn't swap either. I wouldn't swap either because I don't think there's really much of a difference in my opinion. And I think Vinny's younger as well, right? I think 2 years.
Yeah, Vinny's younger.
Yeah, like
I wouldn't do this swap personally.
And he's already performed like at the highest level in Europe for me. So I know that you could potentially get better as well. Whereas Mbappe, as good as he is, still has that question mark over him. Vinicius Junior's delivered in Europe. He's delivered in Europe. Like in a team that wasn't. That team was in a rebuild, and he played a huge role alongside obviously Benz, the other midfielders. But at the start of that season, no one was like, "Yeah, Real Madrid to win the Champions League." So they did the build, and did they win? They won Copa del Rey as well that season, right? Was it Copa del Rey?
No, they won the Copa del Rey the season that just ended.
They won the league last season.
They won the league that season. They won the Champions.
Yeah, it was a double league.
Jez, what's your question?
No, the question was, if you were a Real Madrid fan, like in your perspective right now, would you do a straight up swap Vinny for Mbappe with no money?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. But if I'm a PSG fan, I'd do it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying as a Madrid fan. I'm saying from the perspective.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
because it already looks. We're all assuming he's going to Real Madrid, Mbappe. Anyways, why give up Vini Jr.? Essentially guaranteed in a few months.
I heard that, Steve, but this was just an overall question. It didn't matter if Mbappe was going to come anyways. It was literally just a question that I saw on Twitter. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I saw the question on Twitter.
Right. No, it's a good question.
Because funny enough, 3 months before that, I saw the same question and I saw people in the reply say they would do the swap. 3 months later, they said they wouldn't do the swap, which is kind of crazy.
But the thing is, though, maybe because balance-wise, having Mbappe and Vinny in the same team wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't work. But it's not about this. It's not about that. I'm just literally asking as the question, just face value, like.
Just asking, would you do a swap deal? That's what he's just asking.
Yeah, hypothetically,
yeah. Like it wasn't about if it's who's better for the team or anything. No, it wasn't anything about it. It's just straight up the question: would you do the swap?
All right, fair enough. No, I wouldn't. It's all right. Anyways, we've got Mudryk at home, man.
Okay. Matthew says United tracking MLS goalie Petrovic. I can't pronounce his first
Georgia.
Name. How was it?
Georgia.
Yeah, I would have.
Serbian.
I would have butchered that. Alex James Sports. Yeah, your hair's disappointing, mate. Alex James Sports.
Wow.
Manchester United. Anyone know anything?
Hold that one.
Hey, over to you, Steve. I know you know this goalkeeper.
Yeah, he plays for my local MLS club, the New England Revs. And they've been really good this year, actually. And I believe he's 23, 6'4". Yeah, he's pretty good. I need to watch more Revolution games, but I'll keep my eye more on him. But I like what I've seen. Yeah, that could be decent. I mean, Slonina just went to Chelsea too, so MLS is just slowly growing. Tyler Adams came from there. Przemysław Fakowski is now at Lons, and he's in UCL now. So, a few more examples. Almiron is delivering. He came from MLS too. So we're sending some bits and pieces, and MLS is getting more eyeballs on the league in terms of talent. So, yeah, it's
cool. The one done says flawless.
Eddie, why are you angry?
He says flawless. What are you talking about, bro? De Gea is a legend, bro. He won 1 league, Europa League, FA Cup, most clean sheets in the club. Because these metrics don't matter to me. There's players I've watched play at Manchester United who've won much more than this, who I don't consider legends. We just mentioned.
Actually, that's a big factor as well.
Ollie won more than this, didn't. Teddy Sheringham won more than this, and I don't consider a legend. Paul Ince won more than this, and I don't consider a legend. Like, what we doing? Just because you got.
Who was that left back that you had early '90s? Rapid. Irwin. Yeah, he had free kicks. Did he take free kicks and pens too?
Free kicks and penalties. Yeah, he's a legend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Binns won at Anfield. Legend. You know what I'm saying? And that man, Binns the free kick at Anfield. Legend. Like, without doubt. Dennis Irwin is criminally underrated. Like, he was a modern day fullback back then. Everything we ask of
like him and Cafu.
Like, he was like left foot, right foot, could defend, You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't Lisa Razou at Bayern also one of the more adventurous?
Yeah. He was
that was 2000 though, early 2000.
Lisa Razou was a bad boy fullback. Yeah. But to one done, it's like, no, I don't class the hair as a legend. No, the legend metric for me at Manchester United is much higher than most clean sheets, one league title, a Europa League, and an FA Cup.
You wouldn't put him in an all-time Man United starting 11.
Absolutely not. No.
Because you got Schmeichel ahead and you've got Van der Sar. I'm sure the goalkeeper from the 50s when you had that incredible team was...
Van der Sar's the best goalkeeper I've seen. I've said this before. He's
ever
all-time United 11 from what I've seen. I can only talk about what I've seen. It's Van der Sar. He gets it. Ahead of Schmeichel, who I've watched, ahead of Day, who I've watched. I've watched all three people. So unless you've watched all three, I'm not hearing any debates from anybody on this because I've watched all three. I'm saying if you're 20 years old, don't try to tell me about Van der Sar.
So you're 50 years old, is that you just admit right now? Yeah?
Please, innit? Yeah, whatever, mate. Great joke. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Petr Cech's clear though.
Say that again, what'd you say?
Saying Petr Cech's clear, still clear.
I've said this. I think Petr Cech is probably, if I do an all-time Premier League 11, he probably gets in. I've said this. I'm not biased like that. He probably gets in.
Yeah, man.
He's the most
respect
in the
over
league.
Schmeichel.
Yeah, most clean sheets in the league. He's got
in my opinion, is the best goalkeeper I've seen in the Premier League, personally.
Because he was in goal for Chelsea when they conceded 16 or something stupid in the league.
15 and 04.
It was 15 in the season. Don't disrespect Cech.
15.
He had the record for the most minutes without a goal, and then Van der Sar happened. So
you had what 70 odd games unbeaten at Stamford Bridge too. I think
that's over 2,000 minutes.
I think what was the difference?
He's got the highest amount of minutes of what's it called? Of clean sheets, highest amount of minutes of clean sheets, literally.
86 games.
Yep.
86. Yeah, that's nuts.
Big up to Eddie as well, who says it's not even close to fucking clear. I hear you, Eddie, man. Big up. You know what I'm saying? And see, Eddie, I know I'm not, when you say this, I know I'm not wilding. You know what I'm saying? Because you said Cech was like that. I can't front. So I know I'm not going crazy when I say that. But if someone was to argue with Van der Sar, I'm not going to argue you down. I just think Cech was quality. Like I say, I rate that. I hated that Chelsea team so much at the time, but I respect it. Like now, after
it's the same thing with that United team. I despise you lot, but at least you're good.
I mean, I can't even slander Cech, man.
This guy.
Oh, so you've tried to. You've tried to.
No. I've never tried to. That's my point. That's my point.
Give it time, you freak. That's what you
Tanyaku says, flawless, do you rate performing in the Champions League or World Cup more? Champions League. It's a high level.
Wow, that hurt, man.
It's a higher level.
Hey, you can hold that one.
Definitely without that, a higher level. As much as I rate the World Cup, I don't go and like, you performed in the World Cup, like, obviously there's exceptions to the rule, but you still have to perform at club level, but definitely the Champions League. Like, don't get mistaken, Mbappe got to deliver at least 2-3 Champions Leagues over his career.
100, bro. 100, like.
He has to.
So
far, he has the rating. You got to deliver 2 or 3 Champions Leagues.
Minimum.
So far, it's a flop. I'm sorry, but in terms of like, not international, European football, for me, it's a flop. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Like, with that talent, nah, bro.
Florence, can I ask you a question?
It'd be interesting if it was Euros or World Cup. That's an interesting one.
World Cup over Euros.
I've seen Greece. I've seen Greece win the Euros. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not interested.
It's World Cup over Euros. But don't get mistaken, people. I rate them both. If you turn up and perform at a World Cup or Euros, I'm like, props to you.
Of course.
But your bread and butter is club football, not a tournament once every 4 years. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, you gotta deliver without doubt. Flawless is the hero, Man United legend for you. Even he needs to go. Yeah, he's not a legend for me, but he does need to go. But don't get mistaken. Just because you're a legend, don't mean like. There's times when Rooney fell off, I was like, all right, let's get him gone. He was an advocate for that. Obviously, this is before you lot knew me. But when Rooney fell off, I was like, yo, he's a legend, but it's time.
Everything and everyone has an expiration date.
No,
and if you
didn't hear,
C1's coming crying about Mbappe, man.
No, see, because he didn't listen to what I'm saying. He did a U. C1, I didn't say he's a flop in the Champions League.
Hold that, Ryan. Hold that.
I said if he doesn't win one over his career, which I know you agree with this, C1. If he don't win 2 or 3 over his career, he's flopped.
Hey man,
I said at this moment in time, let's be honest. He had opportunities to even win the UCL before, so
got to the final.
Would that wait? So
Rose is not calling. No, one second. Rose is maybe not calling him a flop, but I'm calling him a flop in the UCL.
I'm not calling him a flop. No,
listen, I'm calling him. I'm sorry, but
is he not saying so far? So far, I'm not saying he is, but I can understand where Jez is coming on. So far in the UCL,
I'm sorry,
he
but
will end up winning.
He had ample times for me to go and win it. Like I had PSG, like most of the times, at least top 3 for me to win the Champions League. So for me, it's like I look at it's just my metrics, and I look at
he did. I
hear when people see the thing is. By the way, that doesn't mean I can change my opinion on this because Mbappe's only like 24.
Yeah, he's still got time. So yes,
so this is what I'm trying to say. So he can change my opinion, but at this moment in time, I think he should have won already a Champions League by now.
Yeah. So just to clarify, I'm not calling him a flop, people, because I know
he just has more to do.
Yeah, some people are really hard of hearing. He needs to win 2 or 3 over the course of his career. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna give him ample time. Everyone knows this man.
Yeah, I give him time too. Like I'm not hating on him and don't think any different of him as a player. It's just me how I kind of look at it. Like, let me think of a fucking player. For example, I don't look at Osimhen. I don't look at Osimhen right now and say you need to win a Champions League with Napoli.
If Mbappe don't win 6 trophies in a year, he's a flop.
Hey, to be fair, he's been winning the league at least every other.
Man. You know what, Jez? I think Joselu outscores him when he goes there. You know what I mean?
Shout out Joselu.
Hey, shout out Joselu, man. Shout out Joselu.
Brother just didn't fit Rafa Benitez's system, bro. Because it was Rondon, and Spanish guy that's at Leicester. Perez. Yeah, that was our duo. That was their counter.
Leicester got rid of him too. Like I think he's in Spain though.
Yeah, he's at Betis, I think. Yeah, he flopped after he left Newcastle.
Rob Holding, a new deal.
Rob.
No way.
I saw that, but I think the source is ass though.
Yeah, the source ain't great.
What you say, Lewis? What you say? What did you say?
I'm locked into Ligue 1's channel in an hour if that's true.
Oh yeah.
That next video is gonna be gold. Big up Ligue 1 now.
Shout out Ligue 1 every single time.
You might be right, fam. Like people in the chat are not listening what I'm saying. I didn't say that this guy's. I'm not saying this guy's Harry Maguire. You guys acting like I'm talking like he's Harry Maguire.
You guys are go.
All right, Victor. This is a prime example of why I repeat myself when I say things, because people just don't be listening.
I don't get it, bro. I'm not saying he is a third wonder kid or some shit. All I'm saying is I think, in my opinion, by now he should have already won the Champions League with the teams that he's been in.
That's a fair point.
In my opinion, at this moment in time, he has flopped in the Champions League.
And you could say the same thing about Neymar too. So it's the same logic. Like,
but Neymar
has a UCL.
See, the thing is, I don't want to go up. The reason why I'm not going with Neymar is because I know this film is going to go for at least 2 hours. Like I ain't trying to go there.
Oh so yes, he wants to start crying in the comments.
Bro, I'm not doing this whole Neymar thing again. I'm not doing the Neymar thing again.
Like I say, I hold, and myself included, like I say, Mbappe my favorite player currently. I think he has the potential to go down as one of the best players of all time. So therefore, I need best player of all time achievements.
Yeah,
or one of, I should say. I put him in that bracket in regards to how highly I rate him. I think 30, 40 years from now, we could be talking about his career and what he did.
Here's a question: Wembanyama, how many NBA rings does he need in his career?
That's the jazz and surfer and that basketball.
You could also do MVPs if you want, or scoring titles or whatever.
The thing is, the reason why I can't really say anything about it is because he hasn't
played an NBA game. Yeah.
He hasn't even played a summer league game. So it's kind of, for me, I need to see how he kind of turns out. Like for me, when I look at guys like Jason Tatum, for example, we've seen them for long enough in the league to kind of say what you would be expecting of them. But it's kind of unfair for me to come for a rookie and say you need to go and win a chip in your career. You have to be this and that.
Right.
And I think it's kind of unfair. Like it's me when I imagine like an 18-year-old Mbappe coming through and demanding you need to win us the Champions League. Of course not. It's not that.
I'm only asking just because the hype around him, it's deserved, but I was just
but you know what it is, Steve, with the NBA. Like
some people are trying to say that it's a bigger he's a bigger prospect than LeBron was.
No, that's not.
LeBron was on another level, and I wasn't even.
That's why for me it was easier. Obviously I wasn't watching basketball then. I was like 2 years at the time when he got drafted. But
yeah,
the point with LeBron is like, at least with LeBron, you could some sort of make the expectation because of how much hype he had. Zion, same kind of thing, because But with Wembanyama,
Doncic.
I can't really. Doncic as well, but the Wembanyama, I can't really do it, to be honest. Like, it doesn't. I have no idea, to be honest, with Wembanyama. Like, but you know what it is with NBA drafts, like. They always love to. They go always based on potential, not actually think they can do it.
Yeah,
it's more about potential.
Yeah, you can't make a real call on what he should and shouldn't do because you haven't seen him play yet. But like, let's say he lives up to the hype in terms of ability, right? Then I think the bar there is like 3 rings. Like, cause what? Where's Steph is at 4 rings, LeBron's at 4 rings. Like, so his hype suggests like great player, all time kind of a talent. So if he lives up to that talent, you need to get in that area, right? Assuming he does that. And in terms of MVPs, because you brought up MVPs as well, that's like everybody gets a turn kind of an award. So like, I don't know, like just 2 or 3, whatever. Like they probably wouldn't even give anybody more than that anyways. So yeah, we'll see how he actually plays. But yeah, like it's the NBA's job to build a face of the league, right? Because the big one is leaving in LeBron. So yeah, they're going to look at Wemby and they're going to look at all these international superstars and look at marketing opportunities, not only in North America, but across the world. So like, that's a big part of the hype machine is just like, hey, his potential, not even as a player, but as a superstar globally is crazy. So they got to feed into that.
I mean, bro, he is, I mean, my God, for me, if he don't win at least 2, then something's up, because if you look at what he offers, he's 7'5", can dribble, and he doesn't. For me, from what I've seen, I've watched like two games of his in France, bro. The elegance that he plays, the ease, it's like he's not even going full throttle. It's incredible. The guy can shoot threes too. It's like an NBA 2K character. Everything's maxed out to 99, and the guy's fucking 7'5".
Yeah, it feels like the way Kevin Durant was like a prospect that broke a lot of people's like understanding of what NBA talent is, in that like, okay, you have a 6'11" player that can handle and shoot like a 6'2" guard, right? Now you're looking at that kind of almost same thing happening, but instead of 6'11", it's 7'5", right? Like he's gonna shatter what we think about basketball players the way Kevin Durant.
100%.
Man has to duck under every single door he walks into.
But he barely fit in the subway.
It's crazy. Nick says Man United make 55 million bid for Mount, but it's understood that Chelsea wants something in the region of 65 million, according to Sky Sports News. Hey Nick, hopefully this, you know what I'm saying?
That's an old thing. That's very old.
Hopefully, like I said, the deal don't get done. To Dennis,
because if you
go on.
I've said this, I said it earlier. I think they wanted United to hit 50 or above, right? They wanted that 5-0. I think you've done it. They'll compromise now, because we were told this week, even like, we're not going to sell. Chelsea Twitter was in, Chelsea will not sell Kai Havertz for anything less than 75 million, and we sold him for less than 75 million overall. So it's just compromise. I think they just wanted you to hit a certain number, and you did it. It'll be the same with Caicedo, and that deal goes. It'll be a certain number Chelsea have to hit. Yeah, it's like with the Rice deal. Do you know what I mean? It's just a certain number. It's a compromise and everything. Do you know what I mean?
For me,
yeah, go on, Steve. Go on,
bro. For me, because whenever I'm betting, right, and there'll be a match on. It's 1-0. It hits like 88th minute, and I could see the cash out, and I'm like, well, the other team ain't really doing much. But sometimes I'll just be like, you know what? I'm gonna cash out because it's only 1-0. There's 2 minutes. There's gonna be an asshole to stoppage time. Chelsea, just cash out, because Man United could come in with that 95th minute equalizer out of nowhere, and you were like, what the hell? Like what? I thought we had this wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? I would just cash out, bro, before it's too late, because Man United could, Ten Hag, he might wake up next morning.
Hey. You're in the end game. You got the 50 million bid on the table. You did it.
That's it, man.
Don't play yourself.
Like Lewis said with the quote in regards to Mount being willing to walk away for free if Chelsea reject the bid, just reject the bid. Dennis says, question to the panel: what is the panel's opinion on Neymar being linked back to Barcelona? Source on that, Dennis. What is the source?
I don't know the source.
That's always going to happen, but it depends on what's the source of that.
If it's true, emotional baggage, emotional attachment,
That's
FC.
always gonna
That's
be
what
a-
Barcelona. That's why Real Madrid's the biggest club in the world, because they can move on from their legends, and they don't look back.
Facts.
They just move forward. Barca have been doing this with Messi. Now it's Neymar. It's like, bro, Xavi, just let him go forward. The future of the team. You got a young team. If you want to make improvements, that's cool. But, bro, just Neymar, Messi, Suarez ain't ever happening again. What, is Luis Suarez from Gremio now going to get linked to Barca?
I thought I heard something that he's retiring because he's got knee pain or something.
But hey, members,
thought I
get your
heard
final,
something.
hey, to any members, if I missed your questions, get your questions in again. I think I've started the majority of them anyway, you know what I'm saying, that we've spoken about. Quickly, let me hear. Says, question for Chelsea, guys, if you get rid of dead players and get all your targets, what would be your starting 11?
Realistic targets.
Yeah. Talk realistic targets. Realistic.
Okay, so let's say Kepa, because we're probably going to keep him in goal. Reece James, Silva, Badiashile, one of Chilwell or Cucurella. It'll be a mid-off, but just pick whoever you want. Enzo, Caicedo, and Kone, I'd say, is a midfield three. Or Lavia, that would work. And then guess Osimhen, Mudryk, Madueke. That'll work for me.
That's pretty sick.
No one Cuckoo.
Oh yeah, and Nkuku, I forgot about him. So we got to play two in midfield. So Enzo, Caicedo, and then Nkuku in the 10. Then the second one.
That's fair.
I disagree with that. I think our striker will be Jackson. I don't think we're getting Nkuku I don't think we're getting Osimhen this summer.
No, that's like just my favorite target. I still think we get a striker. I'm not sure if it's Osimhen.
No,
but I think we get an experienced striker in.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Floor's yours.
No, I'm just saying, I agree with everything Baron Osimhen. I think the striker will be Jackson.
Cool. What are you saying, Alam?
Yeah, the 4-2-3-1 is pretty predictable. I think somebody already said the lineup, but like one of the left backs at left back, Badiashile, Silva, Reece James as the rest of the back line, Kepa in goal. They did say they're going to look at a number 2 because they do have to replace Mendy. So there's a chance that the number 2 comes in and outperforms Kepa because it could be that, right? Like even if Kepa is the number 1, obviously his standard of play isn't going to be high, right? Whoever's behind him could get that drop. So it could be them. But yeah, and Nkuku in the 10. I think Sterling and Mudryk probably start out at the wingers. Like I just think they're going to get the first chance to fail. So I think they'll probably start out at the wingers. And then, yeah, I think Nicholas Jackson will be our starter up top and Nkunku in the 10.
I keep forgetting Sterling's a Chelsea player, you know?
What are you saying so far?
I keep forgetting.
That was funny this week. They put Diogo Costa linked to Chelsea as a replacement for Edouard Mendy. If we're getting Diogo Costa, he's coming in as number 1.
Yeah.
I think Kepa goes number 2. That's my
Wait, question for the Chelsea fans. Would y'all rather see Lewis Hall or no? Is left back Lewis Hall or is he because he played off the right?
He's a centre mid, but we've only seen him play at left back, and he got cooked the only time he played him.
Man City Cup game, right?
Yeah.
Right.
My thing would be for if you're not going to buy another striker in summer, then you go and get Tony in January, and then you bring him in, and then he starts up top. Apart from that, Sterling, Madueke, it's been said really. I think the back line will rotate a lot. I think Colwell will see more minutes. So, especially at the start of the season, I think he might even start with Badiashile being injured. So.
Yeah, I think our center backs, there's going to be like all 4 center backs are going to play. Like I don't think any of Silva, Fofana, Colwell, or Badiashile just are going to see no minutes.
I think don't be surprised to see Gusto play a lot of games, and I think Reece James could play.
100%.
I think Reece James could play in midfield.
Reece is not playing in midfield.
Hey, but
I think Reece James could get games in midfield. Yeah.
Really?
I could see that. I could see that because if you look at it, that Reece James is a wicked shot. Absolutely, he's got great technique. He could really strike a ball, bro. You could get some goals out of him.
You know what it is? This reminds me of playing Trent in midfield. Like
it's like to the goddamn choir, just that's exactly what
it's the same thing. Like
maybe you can. I'm not saying consistently.
No, I'm not saying consistently. I'm saying
I can see some games where
I'm not saying you
maybe we're in the
field.
He's in the field.
I'm just saying, like for me, if they're constant touch mind that happens, I don't think that's a good idea personally. Like maybe if you play Moldova, if you play Malta, maybe if you do that in the preseason.
Did you say Moldova?
Yeah, Moldova.
He's spitting though, you know what I'm saying? Trent balled out against Malta and North Macedonia. Oh, play him in mid. All right, okay. Dennis, a question to Ryan. What is your opinion on the Fabio Carvalho deal? Is he going out alone? He's going out alone somewhere.
Yeah, he's going on loan.
RB Leipzig.
All right, thoughts, Ryan?
We should have sold him. Like this club's stupid. Like it should have been a sell because Leipzig wanted him on a permanent deal. They wanted him at the start as a permanent deal. And we should sell him. We should never have brought him in the first place, to be honest with you. Like the transfer never made any sense. Like we brought a number 10 from the championship, yet we don't play with a number 10. Like it just never made any sense at all.
Now, can I ask you a question though? Can I ask you a question? Because I remember I had this conversation when this signing happened, and you said the club is going to change the system.
No. I never said he was going to change it to a 10.
But you once told me that he's going to change the system, and I didn't.
No. I said the formation will stay the same, but he's looking for something different from his midfielders. But I never thought Fabio Carvalho would become a midfielder like that.
You know what? I'm going back to these Q&As because I remember we had this conversation on here. I know we had this conversation because I remember telling us not only on Q&As but also on Twitter to Hellerman, you will never play a 4-2-3-1 under club. Never.
I knew we were never going to play 4-2-3-1.
You played 4-2-3-1 against Rangers, right?
No,
that was
okay, my bad.
It wasn't. We never played with a 10. Did we ever play with a 10 this season?
I thought it was against Rangers.
Nah, that was at the time we were going for just 4 up front. Okay. We were just going with the 4 up front.
Yeah, because that was Jota, Salah.
Yeah, sometimes Bobby would maybe drop a bit deep, but like Carvalho, if Carvalho played at that time, it would be on the wing. It wouldn't be down the middle. So it was that. But we should have sold him. Like
that was a weird transfer, Ryan. That was.
Yeah, we should sell him because he's already said he's not good enough. I don't think he's got a future at the club. As long as Klopp stays, definitely.
Klopp doesn't rate him.
Yeah, Klopp don't rate him. Klopp already said to him like, "You're not in my plans for next season." Like, so we might as well have just sold him. But like, I don't get why we're sending him out on loan. I've heard Liverpool fans saying this is great. You know, he's so talented, bro. The guy balled out in the Championship, bro. There's a difference. It's not the Premier League. It's Harvey Elliott did well in the Championship. I don't rate him. So like, the Championship isn't a metric for me to rate you as a talented baller. At the end of the day, you ain't show me anything at Liverpool. Yeah. You had a few more chances than what people thought. You know, the guy did play a fair few games at the start of the season.
Scored the game winner against my lot in the 90.
Against Newcastle, he scored a late winner. Like, but he didn't show me enough. The guy's lightweight. He weighs less than me. I'm a skinny guy. The guy weighs less than me. You can knock him over with a feather, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you know, when I get on, people are having a massive go at Klopp for the way he's treated him, man. There's maybe a couple of aspects where I don't think Klopp's done the right thing, but we should never have brought him in the first place. But one thing about Klopp, and my guy Kurdish said this as well, shout out Kurdish, is that if a young player at the club shows the right attitude and work ethic, Klopp will give them a chance. And the two biggest examples of that are Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones. So why isn't Carvalho being given a chance then? Maybe his attitude ain't all that. And his attitude ain't great because after only a few weeks ago, he was doing this stuff on Insta, basically little snide things. You get what I mean? At the club and Klopp, I think, about his playing minutes. So I don't think his attitude's that right, to be honest. Like, I think someone told me he had attitude problems at maybe his old club or something. But
Fulham?
I don't see this talent that people are seeing, man. I don't see this talent that people are raving about. And if people saw that talent in the Championship, saw a couple of comps and concluded he was a baller at Fulham, bro, the Championship's different to the Prem, man. It's a different level. Like, we should have just sold him, get some money, because let's be honest, we're broke FC. We have unambitious owners. We have to sell to buy. Yeah. We need every little thing that helps. Every little helps with us. We need every little bit of money. We should have sold him.
That you're saying all this, but you expect Liverpool to win the league next season, right?
No, we ain't winning the league now because I know what kind of window we're having. We ain't gonna compete. I don't even think we get top 4.
Okay.
Who do you think finishes above you?
Everybody.
Same top 4 as this season.
Hey, Newcastle a lock. That's what's
big up months as well. Big Six Bands. They are live. We will be raiding them very shortly before we close out, people. But hey, you lot, bump up these likes. There's still over 170 of you lot in here. We're at 128 likes. Girls up to 140, and we are 15 subscribers away from 7K, people. There's over 170 of you lot in here right now. Hit that subscribe button so we can get to that 7K. If not before this stream ends, by tonight, people.
Wait, can I address a comment?
Yeah, go on.
Yo, Brian, he's just said you can say he's weak, but not seeing the talent is a different thing. Where have we seen the talent? Someone tell me where I've seen the talent. I ain't seen the talent.
See,
don't tell me
I'll tell you this. It's very simple. The guy was talented and was shown very good signs at Fulham, and I hear your point with he was doing in the Championship. The issue is, and I think for those who want him sold permanently, is he hasn't shown the talent at Liverpool. I think that was the issue is. And do I agree that I think Liverpool should sell him? Yes, because I don't think club will ever change the system.
Yeah, he won't
but
change
in the same time, I think it's kind of also unfair to say that.
Big Six Bands.
Big Six Bands every time. But I think it's kind of also a bit unfair to his side because again,
I hear you.
He hasn't been given the chance to show it at Liverpool in a more consistent ways.
I hear you because we should never have brought him in the first place.
Yeah, and this is where you don't really look at the player. You blame the manager and the club for even making the deal happen.
I blame them 100%. I blame Klopp and all these men for buying him in the first place. It never made any sense.
There's even one thing I say about Chelsea right now with them stockpiling also a couple of signings like the Gabriel Vega signing. I don't think they don't need to. I don't know why they linked to him because you just you're stockpiling guys who are young but they need time to play. What you're gonna loan them to Ligue or to Italy to Championship to get minutes, but in reality, are those levels good enough then to come back and then deserve a place to be not competing, but actually make it in the first 11? Because some of these guys probably strive to be playing for Chelsea as first team, like as a regular, not just be bench players. So it's kind of the same way I look at it. I think Liverpool just messed up the whole transfer and looked at it from a complete different way and thought they could maybe turn it into some sort of attacking aid, which he never was. And I think it's kind of unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Bro, Klopp tried it once away to Everton, bro. It was horrible.
It's
that was the draw.
He got injured in towards the end of the half and got subbed at half time. But bro, he was awful in that. It just never worked. He was too weak and he didn't have it. It's like Harvey Elliott doesn't have it in midfield, man. They're both not midfielders. They don't have the engine. They don't have the physicality to play in midfield, man.
I don't know what Harvey Elliott is.
Let me just get to
this. Sorry, go on.
We're not going to no Harvey Elliott thing. There's question to the panel. What is the panel's opinion on the NBA draft? There's a live stream on the Twitch. Them man did over 3 hours and 20 minutes. They did great work. Everyone who's over there, Alam, Jez, P, or Surfer, Ahmed was there, Eddie.
We were cooking. Peter was there.
So head over to the Twitch, and then the panel's opinion, all their opinions is over.
I'll go ahead out, but big up my guys.
We're brothers.
Make sure you not subscribe to Lewis's channel as well, people. Let me get through these final few questions. We're gonna raid Big Six Bands as well. Also, let's see.
Steve, have you given your thoughts about the takeover yet?
Chelsea buying
Strasbourg. Yeah, have you given your thoughts on that yet?
I need to dip, but big up you.
Question to the panel: why Declan Rice would choose the second place bottle jobs to the treble winners? Various reasons. Could be money. Could be him wanting to stay in London.
Starting 11.
Manchester City have not officially made a bid for him yet, but it will be interesting, Dennis. Yeah, go on, Steve. Give your thoughts on that, and then we're gonna close out.
Well, I was just gonna say about the Rice thing. It's like, is Declan Rice a guaranteed starter for Man City next season? No, but he's close to it. Arsenal, no question, he starts almost every single game, really. And it's more of a challenge to win the league because obviously Man City are probably going to win the league next year. I don't think anybody, unless we do something crazy, Newcastle or whatever, or if Man United do, you never know. But yeah, I think Rice, he should go to Man City because I think he would play. He would, if it Pep doesn't buy, I don't know, a few exceptions like Calvin Phillips or I don't know, a few other guys. If Pep buys you, you'll struggle in your first season, maybe. And then you'll second season, you'll be like, all right. And then you'll be rotation in and out. In terms of Strasbourg getting taken over.
Go on. Back in 1 sec. Carry on.
So about Chelsea taking over Strasbourg. Well, I'm cool with it on the surface. I'll just let things play out. If we're talking about the local fan base, there is some skepticism. I've been looking on Twitter just to see what other fellow Strasbourg fans are kind of saying. Some are a bit worried in terms of because obviously Man City own Estac Trois in France, and they're nothing really. They either get promoted from Ligue 2 and then go back down the next year, or they get promoted, barely stay up, and then get relegated the next year. Nothing really special. So. We just don't want to become a satellite club that gets neglected. But some of the fans are also like, well, this Bowley model looks different to Man City's model because Man City own 7 or 8, 9 clubs globally, one in every continent. Yeah, and from what I've heard from one of my Strasbourg buddies is that Bowley only wants like 3 or 4. So. I mean, we'll be getting some great young talent and all that. As long as you just keep it 100 in terms of Racing Club Strasbourg's culture. Don't change the badge. Don't be doing stupid shit. We need the Stade de la Méno needs a renovation pretty damn badly. And, obviously with just Mark Keller there, we haven't had the money to do that because before you guys took us over, it was self-sustaining. That's why we spent like 2 or 3 million, and we've had incomings like Simakan. Simakan got us 20 or 30 million. He's now at Leipzig. Ajorc went to Mainz, etc., etc. So, for me, as long as you just, respect our club and just, I don't want to be a satellite club just, being nothing. Like we're a special club, bro, and we've got very, very passionate, historic fan base, culture, etc. Just respect it. Don't be doing the stupidness. And they're also concerned about sacking Mark Keller, who is he's been with the club through thick and thin. He was also a former player. He's our current chairman or president still. So, but yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty neutral about it. Like I said, obviously Chelsea the first year, it gives me some bit worried, but hopefully you got all your mistakes out the way this year and that Chelsea can be, you can run that fine and all that. But yeah, my message for Bowley though, don't fuck with French people. Don't fuck.
I think there's a difference though. I think there's a difference in the Man City model and this model, particularly just because Man City own 100% of the clubs in other continents, but they have minority stakes in the European clubs they have. So Girona and Troyes, they have minority stakes. I believe Chelsea bought a majority stake in Strasbourg. So I think that might change the level of investment and closeness to the club because this is their business now entirely. And the other thing, the reason I ask you in particular is because we've seen pretty clearly recently, there's a very good relationship between Chelsea's owners and the PIF, right? Which is obviously Newcastle. So it's just interesting in your position because you're not even just being bought out by these random people. You're being bought out by people who have a very close working relationship with the other owners of your club. So in a way, you're almost still under the same umbrella.
It's like knowing a famous person, and that famous person's obviously going to have other connections in networking.
Networking.
So that's another positive. Look, just don't be sacking the groundsman. We don't need to be clearing house at Strasbourg. If you want to change the manager, Frederic Antonetti used to manage mess. You can sack him. Just bring in someone good. That's really all I ask. Renovate the stadium because it needs it, and don't fuck with the badge. Blue home shirts.
Makes sense.
Keep it simple.
Makes sense. To SDH who says, Flawless, you got your mount shirt. And yeah, waiting on Liverpool. Waiting on Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Lewis is getting me a mount shirt. So I said, yeah, get me that so I can get that number. I can get that name and number taken right off. The free shirt.
I thought you were going to throw it away.
You know what I'm saying? It's a free shirt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, run me
Well,
that.
you can't. To be fair, you can't throw it away because it's the club crest.
No, if I wanted to, I would, but I just get the name and number taken off the back. It's really not difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, all right, cool. Works for me. You know what I'm saying? If that's to anyone else in the chat who wants to get me a mount shirt in the other ones, the away kit, third kit, feel free. You know what I'm saying? Put a name and number on the back. Whatever you want to put, name and number on the back. I can get that shit taken.
Are you in Ligue or Ligue?
Ligue, we survived.
Oh, would you take a Potter?
No, and there's no chance that so a bully sacked Potter. That for me wouldn't happen. I guess I would. Yeah, it's better than Antonetti.
Would you take Frank so he can?
No, we would get relegated. With how and I'm serious. With how competitive Ligue 1 is, top to bottom.
Don't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Trolling.
Yeah,
Steve,
Brian, you
SDA, whether it's got mount on the back, minerals, whatever, man. If people want to send me a Manchester United mount shirt, feel free. I'll give you the address to send it to people. You know what I'm saying? I will come and meet you for the shirt, actually. How about that? Cool. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. I mean, I have no issue with that whatsoever. I can get that shit taken off. And it's a free shirt. So if you don't want to give me free, Manchester United stuff, feel free. You want to pay your hard-earned money on Manchester United stuff? Cool. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. And to God of Frogs, who says, I feel for you, Flawless. Bruno and Mount in the same squad. I think we'll start rating Bruno more highly. I'll start rating Bruno more highly when he performs better.
Consistently.
I don't lower my standards. Just perform better over a consistent period. This guy puts in too many average to poor performances for me to rate, and people go quiet. People act like the FA Cup final didn't happen, where he was shocking. You say, oh, the whole team's shocking. That's always the excuse. If he's top class, if he's great, hold him to top class and great standards, and people don't want to do that. That's what it is. We're like, oh, do you hate Bruno? No, just perform better. Perform more consistent. And that's it. Then I'll shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many times he's performed poorly and the chat's quiet. After that FA Cup final, quiet. Not one Bruno stand. Quiet. Because he was awful. Was he the only one? No. But we're talking in particular about him. So no, it's not a question of rating him highly. Like, no, he just performed better and I rate him highly.
To be fair, there were United fans. Sorry, there were United fans who were actually saying that Bruno actually played well that final.
Yeah, exactly, man. Say just blinded by love. That's what that is. Just blinded by emotion and their love for the guy. Yes, maybe live on the Twitch today. You may get pro clubs. Not sure, Dennis. I'm gonna try and sort that out. So I'll have to talk to the whole gang because we need to get this Division 1 title actually. But yeah, love to everyone who has locked in. Still over 140 of you lot in here, so big up. Hit the like button, like check 1212. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on 7K as well. We're back live tonight, 12:30 a.m. So half an hour after midnight. The Man United podcast. There is supposed to be the Manchester United player rating, season player ratings part 2. However, with this Mount news, this ONANA news, potentially, if anything breaks, then that's what that show will then become with myself and Eddie. Make sure you subscribe to Lewis's channel, Ahmed's channel. Links are underneath in the description. And just continue to support, man. Because I did say I was trying to touch 7K before the month's out. And it's looking like we are going to reach that. You know what I'm saying? Because we're currently 15 away. So definitely, I will try and pattern. I always say I try and pattern a subscriber party. But the problem is news be breaking. So whether it's transfer season and news is breaking or it's in the time period where games are being played as well. But yeah, love to everyone that's locked in. Big up, much appreciated as well. And the reason why you see Steve on here is because he is a member of the channel. He is a Sarcasm City General. So that's why you see him on members. You see him on the Q&A here on the YouTube, and you'll see him on the Twitch one tomorrow as well. So that is the definitely next live stream on the Twitch tomorrow, 6 p.m. UK time, is the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A members edition. So exactly like this, but instead of being joined by all the jokers you see on here, it'll be members of the channel. So yeah, Love to everyone that has locked in. This has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in, and we're going to raid Big Six Bands now. I'll be over there in 5.
Peace.